Okay, today's lesson we are going to be working on multiplying exponents. And there's a couple things I need to make sure that you remember before we start with our lesson here. I want to make sure that you remember that the base is the big number. So I wrote 2 to the third power, 2 cubed on the side, and I want to make sure that you're clear that the 2 is the base. So right here, this big number right here is the base, and that the small number, the 3 in this case, is the exponent. So we need to know those two things for sure. You need to make sure you're clear on that. So the base is the big number, which in this case is the 2. The exponent is the 3. All right, I've got some notes for you. I gave them to you. You should glue these notes onto the left-hand side of page 36 of your composition book. Today we're going to be focusing in on a mnemonic to help us to remember the rules for exponents. We have mad spam. It's MADSPM. And then there's a box there. I want you to write this word base on that empty line right there, because you need to have the same bases to apply the properties. In order for these properties to work, you have to have the same bases. That means you have to have the same big number or the same letter in order for this to work. So today we're going to be focusing on the M and the A at the beginning of our mnemonic. So we're going to be focusing on this M and this A. Okay, how this is going to work is the M means when you multiply bases, the A means add exponents. So the M and the A, we're going to focus on those two. So when you multiply bases, you're going to multiply the bases. You're going to add the exponents. So that's what you need to know. Multiply, you add. You're multiplying bases, you're going to add the exponents. Okay, so now we're going to start with our notes. We look first, do we have the same base? I have a 5 and a 5. Yes, I have the same base. Now I'm going to add the exponents. I have a 3, and here it looks like I don't have an exponent, but I do. I have that invisible 1 again. So I have the same base. You're just going to write the 5 down. I'm going to add the exponents. 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay? We're going to call that good. I'm not going to ask you to go through and multiply 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. You could do that if you have a calculator. We're not going to do that for now. My answer is just 5 to the 4th power. Number 2, I look first. Do I have the same base? And I do. My base is -2. So I'm going to write my base down as -2. I'm going to add my exponents. 2 plus 3 is 5. So I have -2 to the 5th power. Number 3, do I have the same base? X, X, X. Yes, I have my same base, so I'm going to write the X down as my base. And then I'm going to write or add my exponents. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. So it's X to the 9th power. Okay, the next one. Now, remember, numbers go with numbers and letters go with letters. So on this, I have a 4 and a 3. They go together, and it means multiplication. What's 4 times 3 is 12. Then I look at my base. My base is n. Do I have the same base here? Yes, they're both n's. And now I'm going to add my exponent. 2 plus 4 is 6. So my answer is 12n to the 6th. Okay, the next problem. Again, I have numbers and variables mixed up together. Okay, so now I have 5 times -3 is -15. Now I have a base of A. I have an A here and I have an A over there. So I have a base of A. I'm going to write down my base. I'm going to add my exponents for the base of A only. So I have 3, and what do we have over here? An invisible 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So it's A to the 4th power. But then I also have another variable of a B. That's another base. So now I have the same base, B and B, but now I'm going to add the exponents. 2 plus 4 is 6. So I have negative 15a to the fourth b to the sixth. Okay, my last one, I have a fraction with a 4 and a 7, and these are all multiplication. So I am going to make my 4 a fraction, because I think if I look at it closely, I am going to be able to do some cross-canceling, because now I've got 1/4, or 4 over 1 times 1 over 4. Can I cross-cancel and make this a 1 and make this a 1? So now do I have 1 times 1 is 1, and then 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. So I dealt with the numbers. I was able to cross-cancel my fraction, because I don't like fractions. If I can get rid of them, I should. And since it was multiplication, I can do some cross-canceling. So I made it 1 over 1 times 1 over 1, which is 1. 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. And now do I have the same base? I do. I have m as my base, and now I'm going to add 3 plus 2 is 5 plus the invisible 1. So 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 1 is 6. So I have m to the 6th power. Get rid of these marks. And that's my final answer. Okay, hopefully that works for you. Try it on your homework, and hopefully you'll do well.